everybody, it's Cindy A. Lewis, and today we're going to work on the inside cover of the Crackerback Box Junk Journal. I have nicknamed it the Cracker Box Junk Journal because that's what we created it out of, and this is the Christmas journal with the poinsettias that I've already done the outside cover of mine, and I have created my signatures, which are in a separate video. They're not decorated yet, they're just created. Also, I wanted to let you know, I showed this at the end of the signature video, the compiling of our signatures. This is a scrapbook case. It's 12 by 12, and it can hold all your papers and things for your project. If you don't have one, of course you don't have to have one, but I like to keep everything clean and you know, separated. And then I have additional storage for from the Dollar Tree, where I keep trinkets and special things for Christmas that I've set aside to work on the junk journal. I can show you that. So this is one of the storage containers from Dollar Tree that are by Teaching Tree that you can see with all the teachers things. And I just put things in here that I think, journaling cards or stickers or whatever I want to put in set aside. I use one of these. And then for little things, I put in these little containers that you can get from Dollar Tree, like those little ribbons and twines. And then these are little trinkets, little, you know, charms or whatever. And then also like buttons or wood pieces or tags. So just to give you an idea, I just kind of get everything set aside and set out so that I'm ready to go when I'm ready to work on it. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and cover the inside. And because I don't have a really good hinge system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the inside with some fabric so that I have the flexibility that I need for opening and closing the journal, because paper sometimes isn't very flexible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the entire inside with this fabric, and then I'm going to cut 2 sheets of scrapbook paper that I have that I like, and one will be the inside cover here and the other will be the back, and then this will show through for the signatures on the spine. But once the signatures are in, you really won't see very much of it. And then before we add the fabric, I'm going to go ahead and use some of this ribbon for my closure for this particular journal. So I just cut it and I will glue it on. So I don't know how much I really want yet, and I have just this piece left from my other uses for other projects. So I'm going to fold it in half, just like that, before I do anything, and I'm going to go ahead and glue it in the center so that it is held in place not only by the glue, but by the fabric, and then on top of that, the actual paper that will cover the inside panels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get something to help hold down my journal, because I only have 2 hands right now, and get my glue, which I'm going to use this Tombow Mono Aqua Liquid Glue. Now, before we actually get started all in that, I'd like to welcome everyone. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will enjoy this video and that you'll give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. I love to talk to you. I love to hear your comments and your ideas and what you're going to be doing and how this can inspire you to create your own junk journal for Christmas. And then also, if you're my family already on YouTube, thank you so much for coming back and watching today. So let's get started. So my extra set of hands are a pair of books. So I'm going to go ahead and measure. This is 8 inches. I know you can't really see it, but it is 8 inches. That's how tall my book will be, my junk journal. And so if I put my ribbon right in the middle of the 4 inches on either side, then I'll be right in the middle. So I'm just going to give it a little pin mark in there. No one will ever see it. And I'm going to fold my ribbon back and take my glue, and I'm just gonna glue this ribbon in just like this. Now this will be held really well by everything that will be on top of it, so it'll be a secure closure for my junk journal. Okay, next what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut a piece of fabric if you do this method, and you want it to fit just inside your journal. So this cover, this binder cover is gonna be 8 inches, and I need to be just inside that. And then a little short on this side, it's okay because I'm gonna cover that with a paper panel. So I want to check that out, see if I measured right. I did really well and getting this size cut. So you just want to do that and then fold it in half backwards on top of each other as it's laying here, and you're going to start gluing right here in your spine. It's the best place to do that, and you'll glue just like you did the cover, except for you do want to make sure that you have a good amount of glue and you do spread it. Everything's falling on my table. Spread it out and make sure that you have a nice even amount of glue, even on the very edges. So now I'm gonna lay this across here, and you know, this is very forgiving, this glue, but it does start to harden pretty quickly, but it lets you adjust. So you want to smooth that out as best you can. And if you find that you're a little over, that's all right. You can trim that. So it's okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the front, and I'm going to start gluing here on this side so that I can glue down my fabric for the inside cover. Okay, once you have fabric in the center, if that's what you're going to do, you do want to keep opening and shutting, making sure that everything is opening and shutting correctly, that there's some give, and that you have glue around all your edges. You can definitely find a way to trim all of these with some twine, some rope, all kinds of fun things. So we'll do that in just a moment. But first, we want to add our pages to go inside this cover. So what I want to do is I want to take my page, measure how big I want it to be to the spine, to the edge of the cover, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my cocoa dye ink and my blending tool, homemade blending tool, and go around the edges a little bit to give it some vintage look, even though it really kind of looks vintage. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Whatever size your panel is inside your cover, that's what size you want that to be. All right, now if you like your fabric showing, that's fine too. You can just leave that and maybe add a pocket or something to it. You can always decorate your inside covers. So I'm going to go ahead and cut mine and get ready to show you how I put them in with the glue. Okay, I have my 2 panels, papers, ready to go in. I'm going to glue them in just like I glued the fabric with the Tombow Mono Aqua Liquid Glue. Now I've gone ahead around the edges and put that cocoa dye ink to give it a little vintage look, which it already did. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this panel in to the front here and to the back with the other one, just like that. It's going to be really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. Now that you've glued the inside panels in and your fabric in, you may want to trim around the edges with some rope or some lace. I have this lace that I really like, and I think I'm going to put it on the inside and the outside just so that it all goes together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run it around the bottom and the top, not, and then on the inside around the edges. So I'm just gonna glue that in. I'm not gonna do it, well, I guess I can do it on the spine, but I just want you to know that you're going to be sewing into that spine, so just be prepared for that, okay? All right, we're almost finished with the cover. This is going to be the most elegant little cracker box junk journal for Christmas you've ever seen. Okay, so by putting the fabric on the outside and the inside, by putting the paper and the ribbons and all the extra glue, this is just going to make this cracker box junk journal so much sturdier. So we added this lace to the outside around the whole junk journal, including the spine and the sides. And if you find that you missed a little bunch of glue, then you can fix that. Then we also add it to the inside. Now what this does, it hides little pieces of paper that maybe you don't want to see, and it just makes it look elegant. It brings the eye to it. No one ever will see. Now, if you see, like right here, I need to put a little more glue, but I may not need more glue. I may just need to quit messing with it until it dries. But anyway, I wanted to show it to you. Now, there's one more thing that I want to do to this junk journal to make it even prettier and more finished looking. And you do not have to do this, but I want to add these book corners to my journal. These are really awesome. You need one for each corner if you're going to do it. You'll put a little glue on it and you'll squeeze it onto the corner with some pliers. Now I'm going to do that. There's already glue on here quite a bit, but I'm still going to put a little dot of glue to help hold it in place. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. All right, these book corners come, you can get them just about anywhere, but I did pick up a little bundle of them from Amazon, just so you know. These are antique. They're just a general little book corner. And for this junk journal, I've measured, I did the back already, because we put fabric and lace and paper and fabric and muslin and all that. I have to expand that space a little bit. So you just bend it with your pliers back a little bit so that you have a little more room, and just work with it until you fit it over your corner. Now there's a lot here and there's a lot of glue, so I'm not going to add any more glue. But I will tell you, you want to try to get, like we put all this lace on this one, you want to try to get the book corner around all of it. And then once you do have it the way that you want it, you just pinch it into place. Now I do recommend the glue, but again, I have so much glue on there right now and it's all wet. So I'm going to make sure that this is glued down too. Make sure that my lace is glued down because I don't want it coming up. So I'm just going to put a little glue there to make sure that I got enough, because I don't know if you can ever have enough glue or glitter. Anyway, all right, so that's it. You just put it on the corner like that. Now I'm going to do this other one. I'll show you once more really quick. For this junk journal, it is very thick. So I need to widen this space a little bit on my book corner. So you can see I opened it up. And now I'm just going to, and again, I recommend glue on here. If you've waited till your glue was dry, you would want to make sure that you add a dab of glue, or drop is all you really need. And my glue is not quite dry, so I think it's going to help hold it in place. Then I just want to make sure that both sides are inside the book corner, which this lace is giving me a little fit here. I'm going to come back over it. There we go. And then once you get it the way that you want it, you just clamp it into place, and that glue will help hold it there too. And there you go. And now I have the book corners for my book, my junk journal also. And I really think that just adds a little bit professional look to it. And now we're ready to work on other parts. Now, if you want to, here on the inside, you want to finish this, you could put more lace down here, or you could even just do washi tape. I haven't decided if I'm going to do washi tape yet or not. I think I might wait and see what my signatures look like and go from there, because I can still do that anyway. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed putting together the inside cover of the Cracker Box Junk Journal, and that you would share this, comment below if you're making a Cracker Box Junk Journal, and what is your theme? What is your fabric that you're using? Some people may be doing gingerbread house, some people may be doing reindeer, some may be doing blue and silver. I'd love to know what your junk journal is. It doesn't have to be the Cracker Box one. We are doing the other one as well. And thank you for watching. Have a great night. Bye-bye.